Today, I'm building a team with one player from every World Cup nation, but I can only choose the most experienced player from each country. And once the team is built, we're taking them to the World Cup to see if experience is enough to win it all. And we'll be doing this with the Italian national team, because for a third time they failed to qualify for a World Cup. But of course, right now, we have absolutely nobody in our team, and we'll be starting off with that goalkeeper position. But the wheel will now tell us where we should get our goalkeeper from what World Cup nation, and it's going to be Turkey. So now I have to find which Turkish goalkeeper has the most caps. Well, the Turkish keeper with the most caps, it's Rustu Rezbed. But the problem is, he is not in FC26, so we must find the most capped keeper that's available in FIFA. Well, the second most capped keeper in the game with 37 appearances is Mert Gunak, 36 years old, playing for Fenerbahce. Well, he's actually getting signed up because he's gonna be our backup as he joins our first bench spot. But with just one more appearance, we have Ugurkan Kakir, 80 overall, 29 years old, playing for Galatasaray. And as he's joining our team to become the starting goalkeeper, we actually got very lucky to get Turkey in the goalkeeper position, because we also have bad and small nations like Curacao and Jordan, which could make our team way worse. But hey, at least our goalkeeper spot is now taken. Let's move on to the right back, as we need to build an incredible team if we want to win the World Cup with Italy. But let's see what nation our right back will be from. Please give me a big nation. And it's going to be Morocco. Oh, boys, I know someone like Achraf Hakimi, but is he the most capped right back that's available in FC26? And boys, with a total of 95 caps, Hakimi is the most capped right back from Morocco, 89 overall. So that means Hakimi has now become Italian. And I think we got so lucky with Morocco, as he'll be our new starting right back. However, Prime Hakimi is not safe. There's a way to make him worse. More on that a little bit later. But with 43 caps, Mazraoui is the second most capped right back from Morocco. However, we can't sign him just yet, because first we must find out what nation we're getting for the left back position, and it's going to be Saudi Arabia. I don't like that. And the second most capped left back from Saudi is Al Buraik. And the reason I mentioned this is because whoever has more caps, whether it's Mohamed or Mazraoui, will take one of our bench spots, because we only have 7 and we only get one backup fullback. But luckily, Buraik only has 40 appearances for Saudi Arabia, so that means Man United's Mazraoui will be our backup fullback. I think we really lucked out there. But quickly, the news gets bad, because the most capped left back in Saudi is Yasser Al-Sharani. He's a 66 overall at 33 years old. That left-hand flank is going to get cooked. So as he joins with his whopping 78 appearances for Saudi Arabia, our entire team now has a total of 291 caps. And by that time we're done building our entire squad, if our whole starting 11 and bench would equal to a total of 2,026 caps. For every 200 caps we are off, a player will go down to a 1 overall, and we have to go into the World Cup with potentially multiple players in our team being a 1 overall. That's not good. But as we're spending for our right center back, icons are available. They can save us, and it's going to be England. Now, someone like Harry Maguire has a lots of caps, but a legend like Bobby Moore might have an insane amount. Well, the most capped Englishman in the game is actually Wayne Rooney with 120 appearances. Sadly, he's just not a center back. And 82 rated John Stones actually has 87 caps. That only makes him the second most capped center back in English history. And that's because with 108 caps, it is World Cup winning captain Bobby Moore for England. And he looks absolutely incredible at 90 overall. Amazing defending stats. And as he joins that right center back position, we need to find out if John Stones is going to be the back. But our left center back is going to be from which World Cup nation? Give me another big one. It's going to be DR Congo. I can't even think of a single center back from that nation, man. But first, we are adding the most Congo capped player in history, Chanso Mbemba, with 104 caps. He is our starting left center back. He looks weak, but at least he gave us a lot of appearances. But the second most capped center back in Congo is Tisserand with 36 appearances. So that means we get to bring 87 capped John Stones to the team, bringing us to 590. But sadly, he can only start on the bench. And the next position we're going for is the right center mid. But before we find out what nation our right center mid is going to be at, we officially have 8 players in the team with 590 caps total. If this next player doesn't take us to 700 caps, then we have to replace a random position that we already have and swap him out with a player with the least amount of caps possible, which would be 1, making it harder to hit 2026 by the end of our team building. We need a center mid with 110 caps. Come on, give us a good nation here, and it's going to be Belgium. Someone like Yuri Tielemans or Kevin De Bruyne might have just enough. Well, our prime Yuri Tielemans only has 83 caps. It's not enough, but let me talk, Kevin De Bruyne has 117 caps. So not only is Kevin De Bruyne joining the team with his 117 caps, we have 707, meaning nobody is getting replaced as he's our our brand new right center mid. But we are still a long way from 26 caps total, and the left center mid is going to be from the United States. Man, the US really suck, man. Well, the most capped player available to us is Landon Donovan with 157, but he is a center attacking mid, man. However, Winston McKennie has 64 caps, and he'd be a great addition to the team. But for some reason, Alejandro Bedoya, 38 years old, has 66 caps, 2 more than McKennie. So unfortunately, he is the one joining the team, and he is going to be our starting left center mid next to De Bruyne. Boys, we really need to get some superstars in the attacking areas if we want to win the World Cup for Italy. But luckily, Tielemans has more caps than Winston McKennie, so he joins the team to be sitting as our bench center mid. But we still need 1,200 caps left. We need a big nation for the cam, and it's going to be the Netherlands. Oh, I can think of a legend who might be heavily capped. And that player is 93 overall, Johan Cruyff. Look at his stats, look at his play styles. But surprisingly, he only has 48 caps. Not even in the top 2 of cams available to us. That is because with 66 caps, Ruud Gullit is the second most center attacking mid in Netherlands history that's available to us. You know what? I would take that as a backup. He's a 90 overall, man. He's ridiculous. But I think we got lucky because the most capped attacking mid is Wesley Sneijder, 88 overall. Well-rounded stats. And with his 134 appearances for the Netherlands, not only is he the most capped player in Netherlands history, he is also the most capped player in our team so far, getting us to 1,056. As Gullit joins the bench and he joins the starting 11. Only 5 players have to go, and we have over 1,000 caps to get. We need some of the biggest nations of all time. But up next, we have the right wing spot, and up next, it's going to be Egypt. Well, I know it's Mo Salah, but how many does he really have? Well, the second most capped Egyptian right winger is Zizou with only 61 caps. So we'll see if he'll be our backup winger. But of course, the most capped right winger is Mohamed Salah. However, he's only the 8th most capped player in Egypt history and only has 113. I thought he'd have way more. But he does join our starting 11. But now we have to go ahead for the left wing to find our backup and our starting left winger. And up next, we do have the left wing position, and it's going to be Portugal. Oh, I know exactly who to get. And of course, that is CR7-2. Is he a striker now? Yes. Do I care? No. He will be our left winger with his 226 caps, which brings up our number drastically, as he is our starting left winger. And if only Luis Figo was a left winger, not only could we get an 89 overall, but we could have gotten 127 more caps. And the second most capped left wing available to us is actually Paulo Futre. Not too bad with 44. But like I said, with 66 appearances, this Zizou guy beats Paulo Futre, meaning he joins our bench. We could have had a hero of the game backing up Ronaldo, man. Finally, our striker position, we need somebody huge here, and it's going to be Germany, who's the most capped German striker of all time. And of course, the most capped striker is 137 appearances, Miroslav Klose, who is at an 88 overall, and he'll be our starting striker. And I thought the second most capped striker would be Rudi Völler with his 90 appearances, but it's actually 40-year-old, 130 caps Lucas Podolski, as he's now our final and backup striker. He is so bad, man. So this is what the final team is looking like, and this is what the final bench is looking like. But moment of truth, we only made it to 1,700 caps, off by 1,000. And because we're 872 off, 4 of our players will go down to a 1 overall. So let's see who those 4 players are going to be. The first one's gonna be our backup fullback, also our backup winger, Achraf Hakimi at right back. And one last spin left, who's gonna be the final 1 overall, and it's going to be Miroslav Klose. No, boys, this is bad. This is bad. And there we go. We have a 3-rated Klose, a 5-rated Hakimi, a 4-rated Mazraoui, and a 3-rated Zizou. That's the lowest they're able to go. But don't you worry, there's a way back for them. Every time we keep a clean sheet at the World Cup, they go back to their normal overalls. And this is the group Italy was supposed to be in. Let's see if we can redeem them. Our first game is against Canada. Can we go ahead and get a victory here? It's a 2-1 loss straight away. That's not good. But up next is Qatar. This has to be a win. And no, it's a draw. We get 1 point. If we don't win our next game, we are out of the World Cup and fail this challenge. But we somehow get a 5-1 victory. Ronaldo scoring a hat-trick. And that has taken us to the round of 32, but it's against Argentina. However, we beat Argentina by 1 goal. Looks like Klose and Hakimi aren't too much of a problem. But now in the round of 16, we have Denmark. No clean sheet as of yet. But we go through on penalties 4-1. We're going to the quarters. But in the quarterfinals, we're facing Portugal. I think this is where our run ends. And what a game. 5-3 against Portugal. Our Ronaldo scored a hat-trick. How are we doing this with two super low-rated players? Oh, but the semis is where our run's going to end. We're facing France, man. Hey, boys, we just pulled through 4-3 against France. 2 from Salah and 2 from Ronaldo. What is going on, man? And in the World Cup final, we're facing Brazil. And guys, look at closer. Look at Hakimi. They're dead, man. We have to say thank you to Ronaldo and to Mohamed Salah. They're absolutely carrying us. And Schneider has 6 assists as well. Shout out to him. But it's now time for the World Cup final. I can't believe we didn't get a single clean sheet. Can we beat Brazil and win Italy their World Cup? And here comes Italy. It's Mohamed Salah. The ball cuts aside, gives it to Schneider. Through ball into the 5 overall. Moisés Klose. What a shot save. Into Salah. It goes in. The worst save I've ever seen. Klose basically gets an assist. 1-0, baby. Hakimi wins the ball back. How does he do that? Wesley Sneijder's on the run. Through ball into Cristiano to go ahead and make it 2-0 against Brazil. Alisson pumps it back in again. But now in the second half, here comes Brazil. It's a through ball into Vinicius. Great save. Hakimi got destroyed there. And here comes Hakimi down the wing. Gives it to Salah. You better let go of it. Kevin De Bruyne gives it to Klose. Through ball into Bedoya, the American Alisson. And now Sharani on the ball gives it to Bedoya, who finds Klose at the 5 overall. That's a good pass, surprisingly. Sharani, the 63 ready center back. Left back gives it to Ronaldo. Squares it into Klose. Oh, it's Schneider. 2-0. This game has to be over. And there we go. Italy lift the World Cup. And we've done it with one amazing player from every nation.